the media is part of power. You know, you look, I'll give you an example. This man who just crashed this plane, if you believe the official story, I'm not saying I believe the official story, but let's run with this for a minute. This guy crashes a plane full of people into a hill and murders 150 people in cold blood. That's the official story. Look how much more humanity he is being treated with in the media than young black kids that get shot by police. Yeah, young black boy gets shot. Trayvon Martin, it became about his hoodie. It became about the fact that he smoked weed. Mike Brown, it became about, oh, was he a bully, wasn't he? Even idiot, you know, African-American music artists and others started buying into this, oh, but he's a bully, all but this, all but that. I don't care what he did. I'm not even interested. The penalty is not death for any of those things. Yet, the media bought into this character assassination of all these murder victims. Yeah, a white guy can kill 150 people. Probably predominantly white people. And yet gets treated like a human being. So when I say, that's just one example for race, but that applies to gender, applies to class, applies to loads of other ways in which media controls the way we think and the way we act. And radio is no different or no exception to that. In the 30 years I've been alive, bar Public Enemy, there has been no politically radical hip hop on the daytime playlist in this country ever. Is that because no politically radical rappers have been popular? No, Immortal Technique was immensely popular in 2003, 2004. He's still popular now. Low-Key was undeniably popular in 2011. 5 million YouTube views on one video. Was he on the radio? No. And we could give example after example. Dead Prez, you know, with hip-hop had a little bit of mainstream success, but even M1 told me himself, that record never got played on radio in America. They played Mind Sex a bit, but it's bigger than hip-hop, didn't get the radio spins that it got here in the States because it was talking about political issues there. And in fact, even when that album came out, the stores put a sticker over the cover because it had, you know, young kids in Soweto with the guns, right? So it wasn't the guns that they had a problem with. So I say all of that to say, I don't get upset by not being on mainstream radio. I made a decision to make music that isn't acceptable to mainstream radio. If ever I break that barrier, I have now 6 CDs of music that I own all the masters to. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out what happens when you get one mainstream hit, all your back catalogue sells. So for me, even on a business level, Bob Marley was on his 11th album before he blew up, and he's way more talented than I am. And I give people these examples. So no, I don't really. Would it be nice to be exposed to a wider audience? For sure. But do I get the game, and have I made the decisions to play the game within certain parameters? Also. But we have plugged a few times. I just got to a stage where I decided it wasn't worth. The way the music industry works, people don't know. You pay someone thousands of pounds, and I mean literally thousands of pounds, to take your song to their mates who are the DJs at the big radio stations in the country, to get their opinion. That's all you're getting. That's the only guarantee. You're not getting nothing for your thousands of pounds. You're getting, this is their opinion. And they can either say yes or no, take it or leave it, we like it or we don't like it. And you've paid, as an independent artist, grands for that privilege, because there's only certain pluggers that the radio stations will even entertain or listen to. So I just figured it was no longer sensible. I did that 7, 8, 9 times, and I was like, right, when I look at the bread I've been spending on plugging, I could spend it on videos, I could spend it on improving my touring audience, or I could just keep the money, and it will probably be put to better use. And so we decided that wasn't the strategy anymore. If it happens that way organically, cool. If not, I feel like we've got a model now based around online, based on social networks, based on word of mouth, that is effective, and it makes, even on a cold business level, it makes money. It sells tickets, it sells albums, and I have to spend very little of my own money to do that now because I have an audience. So it doesn't make any sense for me to try and compete with Interscope or Sony, because clearly I can't compete with them on that level. See, you can make content within the field of a genre and the cliches of a genre. When you try and make something that is a bit broader and a bit more, how can I put this without sounding like a div? A bit more human-centered and a bit more, yeah, just a bit more broad in subject matter. You reach people that you wouldn't always reach within the confines and cliches of a particular genre. And I've found that if you look at my audience, some of it's people who don't even really listen to much hip-hop, but they like the musicality of a Thieves Banquet. And that's not to say there's anything wrong with a straight hip-hop audience either. There's not, because hip-hop is a very broad genre of music. But I think that the internet has messed up the game, because it's made it so clear that who's popular is not always who's supported in the mainstream. Fire in the Booth's an example of that. Who's got the top Fire in the Booth? There's a few artists on majors. Everyone else ain't. You know, I've got millions of views, Loki's got millions of views. When we're just judged on our talent to rap, which is what we're supposed to do as rappers, right? There's not much difference between guys who've had millions of pounds spent on them and who have not. So clearly we're not supported because we're not popular. There's something else going on. I put my tour on sale. The first date at the Jazz Cafe sold out, a couple of days. The next one's going to sell out before it comes round. So clearly there's an audience there, and this is just off my social networks. I haven't put up any posters to promote my tour anyway. I haven't done any adverts on television. I'm not on the radio. In fact, that Jazz Cafe date sold out before anyone even heard any of the music. Think about it. The music, this is what I mean about developing and I'm not saying this to be arrogant, I'm saying about when you cultivate as an artist a genuine following, how can a show sell out before the album's even out? No one's even heard the new material. So they're buying tickets just based on their belief in you as an artist. But if you cultivate that over a long period of time, people have the confidence to say, I'm going to spend my £15 on the gig before I've even heard the new material. And that might only be 500 people. Well, it doesn't, you know, you don't have to be a genius to do maths. If you've got 500 people who pay £15 a ticket and everyone buys a t-shirt, or at least half the audience buys a t-shirt, half buys your graphic novel, 10% buy a poster, and you tour the country twice a year, fine, you're never going to be Jay-Z, but that might not have been my aim. But you're going to be all right. I don't want to give people the impression that I'm some broke, starving, struggling, depressed artist, because I'm not. It's like bang for your buck, right? I was saying to someone earlier, very simple mathematics. If I spend £10 million marketing this product and it generates 15 million in revenue, and I spend 100 grand marketing this one and it generates 700 grand in revenue, which is actually the better quality product? This one has generated 7 times the investment. This one has generated a third more, right? Has generated a third on top of the original investment, 33%, right? So this one is gone up 700%. This one might have more revenue and seem bigger because the total value generated is bigger, but actually if I spent that 15 million or 10 million on this product, what would the effect have been? And I think when we look at music, we're often taught to say, well, this artist has sold X amount of records, therefore they're a better artist. Well, no, more money was spent on them, and therefore their product has more visibility, and therefore by the basic nature of mathematics they would sell. You can't seriously be trying to tell me that if the budget that is spent on promoting Drake was spent on promoting Immortal Technique, that Immortal Technique wouldn't sell more records. Of course he would. And not because, I know maybe Drake's not a great example, his music has a certain hook and has certain flavors to it that people enjoy it, there's nothing wrong with that, but Technique's music is so intense and so emotional that it can't come on the radio and your day be the same afterwards. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you think of a song like The Poverty of Philosophy, if I'm at home, imagine I'm a housewife in Lincoln, yeah, and after One Direction, The Poverty of Philosophy comes on, my whole day's messed up. I don't know why. I might not even understand half the stuff he's talking about, but I'm so not even used to hearing content of that sort that I've now got to think for the rest of my day about everything he said. And when you have music like that, that it opens humans up in that way, it's very dangerous. So if I say nigga, 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 kill, nigga, shoot, nigga, 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 fuck niggas, kill niggas, niggas ain't shit, that's just mainstream music. There's nothing wrong with that. I could diss Malcolm X, as happened recently. I could have a song called Looking Ass Nigga and put Malcolm X's image, a hero to black people across the world, on the cover and disrespect him.